Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with my weekly reading. In case you did not see the first video, I just let you all know this shortly that my father did transition to May 29th. We had his service, his memorial service on Thursday. This past Thursday, it was lovely. He had outgrowing and showing of a lot of friends and families. I want to say thank you for you all's prayers. I felt them. I thank you for your love, the emails, the comments that you all put below. Very much so. It was felt. I believe that it helped him to also transition very peacefully into the next dimension or world, whichever way you believe as well. It was very helpful with that. You know, just a lot of friends, a lot of showing up. Again, as I said just very quickly in my last video, I seen why this divine twin, a divine unisoul journey came about. It really, during this whole experience, has helped me to show my divinity. It showed up and showed out, as I said in the last video. And everything that I went through, I sound like my mom, but say everything I went through made me a greater and a stronger person than I am today. That those things and those keys and those principles and those lessons learned from being with the divine masculine and him with the karmic situations or karmic lessons that he taught me helped me to really be an advocate for my father throughout all of his health challenges and his health journey and his ascension journey. Let's put it on, because he ascended to his next level. Very much so helped me out. And then also looking at them, my mother and father are also twins as well. And it helped me to kind of understand some things about how I have to engage my twin and making sure that really we have an understanding, because like I said in the other video, it's kind of hard not knowing when you got both of them not awakened, and one leaves this earthly plane and goes into the other plane, and it's a lot of unfinished business. You'll find yourself as your transition as the other one that's transitioning, not in the physical play, but you'll find yourself trying to find ways to kind of finish out that business. And you have to watch the first video. I'm not going into that as to what my father did to help to bring some closure to my mother and to kind of settle her heart in understanding that, you know, no matter what I did, it was still love there. Watch Lunar Ashes, a Lunar Ashes thing about entities as well. She kind of pretty much explains in there, and I've said that as well to my mom to try to explain to her why. She's like, well, why did he do this? And explain about karmically what the lessons are. She goes into deeply talking about how sometimes your divines are linked with entities. These entities are dark. However, their purpose is to help you to become into your divinity and to become your true divine self. The lessons that they take, and like I told her, I said, Dad really loved you. For somebody to take on that hard of a role like he did, that means I really truly love you. I said, just picture it just like a parent. And I think I might have put it on this video. I can't remember. I said, picture like a parent that's trying to chastise you and try to, not chastise, try to discipline you, sorry, wrong word, about something. And you find yourself disciplining that person, and you're saying you got a time out, or you take that thing away, and they're saying, oh, mommy, but, and they crying, and it's really hurting you inside. But you as a parent is like, nope, you got to learn the lesson because you did wrong. I told you not to do that, and you still did it. So now I got to take this thing away. I know how precious and how valuable it is to you, but if I've got to do this to train you that's not right, and I don't want you to go into the world and do the same thing, and then they really hurt your feelings. So mommy or daddy rather do it instead of them. That's the same, see, 44. That's the same thing that, you know, your twin does, rather than divine masculine, divine feminine. No matter how bad those karmic situations or lessons that they bring onto you, that takes a lot of great love for them to do that. They say, I'm gonna be the bad cop in this whole thing. You play the good cop in all this. That takes a lot of love, you know, because you knowing that you probably really want at the same time to kind of say, you know, no, just forget it, you know, no, I'll just play it with your girl. Come on, let's go on here and let's be our lovey-dovey self. And you say, nope. We talked about this before we came into the earth plane, and we said we're going to do X, Y, Z, and I got to kind of stick by the script because you said you need this so you can be able to grow, you know. And so that's the same thing. She talks about how these entities, although there might be dark help, there's a purpose for them to help you as the person to learn a karmic situation that they latch on to, and to them as also the counterpart as well. And I've talked about that, and I spoke on that, I think, on this video, if I think correctly, not too long ago. And I know I definitely talked to my mother and told her the same thing, as to that's why they are so hard. Like I said, yeah, I did talk about it, because I talked about some of those worst teachers that you have, and those teachers that was really bad. You was like, they was hard on me. They was so hard. But you say, well, you can look back in retrospect. You say, but I got that lesson. I know my geometry. I know my trigonometry. I know about this. Well, the same thing like teacher I have now, this leadership. I walk away and I'll be knowing I don't appreciate what I'm doing, but her doing what she's doing. But I'm going to walk away with a great knowledge and knowing some things, okay? So that's it on my spiel on that. And so I'm going to go right on into the reading. I already did the pre-shuffling of the cards, so that's going to kill some of the time. The only thing that I want to do is just what's the objective for the week. So what is the objective for this week? Clear. What is the objective for this week? I see one peeking his head right here. What or who are you grateful for? So that is our focus. What and who are we grateful for? So what I would say for you is this week, let's keep a journal for the next time that the video. Let's say 7 days. You know, if you're like me, I'm going to commit to 30 days. And then by the 10th day, I'm like, oh, Lord, I done forgot some days. I done forgot this. I done forgot that. So let's start off with journaling. What things? So before you go to bed at night, take out your journal and journal out and say, what things are you grateful for? Remember, I am an intuitive spiritual life coach. So I'm going to give you some keys, things in which you need to work on. So that is what you need to do. Keep a gratitude journal this week, and do that at night, and put down over the course of the day, what things are you grateful for? The more things that you're grateful for, the more things that will come, that the universe was like, oh, you grateful for that? Oh, yeah, well, word. Let me throw this on you. Let me give you this. 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 So once you start doing that, the universe will open up and find other ways in which it can help you to be grateful for. Now, another one, accident shall be given. What things do we need to ask for this week overall? Clear. In the Divine Unisoul journey. What things? Got one right here. I think this came out before. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. So, it is not possible to consistently feel positive emotions about something and have it turn out badly. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything you desire. So that means really start kind of thinking about how are you thinking about things. Because the way you're thinking is really truly helping you to know about how you are manifesting things in your world. Okay, so again, one way of helping, making sure that you stay on track, not being the negative Nelly or the I call it petty label about things in life. You take this gratitude journal so they can kind of help you turn things around and help you to really say, okay, now this is how I'm thinking. Let's keep it 100. Okay, now let me see, because see, if I keep on thinking about that, the universe is going to keep on producing those experiences of me, like those negative Nellies or those petty label kind of moments that's going on there. So this is one way of you doing that. Now let's look and see what kind of angelic things. What is this I'm doing with Michael Beckworth? We're asking the angels clear. Well, how do we need to work with that, angels? How do we need to work with that? What are some things? Clear shield of white light. So we need to make sure, in order for us to do that, especially when they talk about these negative Nelly kind of thought things, we need to shield ourselves with the white light as well around us. Also, what's going to help to fortify that again is the gratefulness. That's going to bring in them positive vibes as well to attracting you, so you can start manifesting these things. So again, you got the key to creating your desires. Shield yourself with the white light. And then keep a gratitude journal, what you're thinking about, which is going to keep your mindset focused in on what things am I grateful for, so I can create more positive experiences. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my old ways when I had started off in there. So I'm looking at what's in the mind space of the feminine and what's in the heart space of the feminine, and what's in the mind space of the divine masculine, and what's in the heart space. So when we're talking about it, I'm going straight down the line with the divine feminine. So for the divine feminine this week here, we are really trying to keep up with the optimism. Again, that's why I say about the gratefulness. I think you're coming from a mind space of, you know, you ain't been too optimistic. You kind of really been questioning about yourself, like, what things do I really have to give to the universe? You've been working on your knowledge, but it's been kind of a little thin, but it's been multiplying about some ideas of things that you want to do. And at the same time, you know, you've been leveling up also. And you know that you really had a statue, like you really got your eyes on the prize of some things. Before then, you was having a problem seeing that. Right now, you're moving into that energy now in which you feel like, yes, I have something to offer the world. Yes, I am leveling up. Yes, I have my eyes on the prize, and so I'm coming to that mindset now. This is clarified by the cards of go the distance. So right now you're feeling like, you know what, I could go the distance. I'm really in this positive mindset right now. I got my gratitude journal. I've been shielding myself with the white light now. I understand I got to watch my thoughts because they're the ones that create and manifesting what's happening in the world. Okay. Right now you have here, you kind of come from a point of, to me, you're optimistic. To me, I keep on hearing them saying, like, you might have been kind of resting a little bit on your laurels, or you've been resting a little bit, but now you know it ain't time to nap. It's really time for you to kind of push it, you know. Oh, push it. Oh, push it. So it's time. Okay. And so it's now time for you to go ahead and push yourself to go on to the next level. Okay. Next thing you have here is reconciliation. Now you kind of divine feminines in your heart space. That was in your mind. That's what you're thinking. Like, you're more optimistic. You're getting it together. You know, that you had been kind of relaxed a little bit on it. Now, as the kids say, you've been lacking. You ain't been doing it. But now you're saying, I want to go the distance, so I got to get out this mindset just sitting on my fanny. Okay. Before then, you didn't want reconciliation. You're now moving on to some of you divine feminines are saying, yes, I want reconciliation. You got the message in the bottle here. And this has been coming from an unlikely source as far as where this message has. Now, I'm getting a fork in the road. Some of you all have gotten a message in the bottle. It's put this fire underneath you to say, ooh, I got it going here. I want reconciliation. I kind of want to keep on going on the divine unisoul journey. I want to find wholeness and union within myself and with my twin in the physical. Part of some of you all are like, I haven't got the message yet, but I still want to have reconciliation as well. I'm looking for it. I'm now in the mindset knowing that I've got to get this from an unlikely source. Some of you all know that right now this thought of not wanting reconciliation, saying deuces to the divine master, is really not been for you. Or the path that you're actually on right now and the strategy that you've been using right now, the way you've been looking at the man in the mirror, coming up with things that you like to say, your mindset, where you are. You seeing that, you know what, this ain't really working out for me where I am at presently. In your heart space, saying something's not right. You got this feeling like something just ain't right. So some ain't right on that one. In your heart space, you have playfulness. To capture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So you're really finding a way to kind of swing. I want to say also for the playfulness, you find a way to kind of swing with your analytical, which means your thinking self, and the feminine self, which is your feeling self, your manifestation, your how you receive, how you give, and how you receive. You're learning how to kind of do that even flow. I read something, I think that was in my twin flame oracle, and them saying, you know, you're a great giver, but you're bad at receiving. Learn how to receive. So right now you're going to find a playfulness of how, and that is true, especially when I was going through this thing, going with the memorial service, going with the transition of my dad. I learned how to receive. I could tell you how many countless friends and because I belong to things, sorors belong to Greek organization. How many of them had stepped in and said, "Oh, I'm gonna drop off this dinner." I had one of them. I got it on my ring thing. She had dropped off some flowers. Child ring the doorbell and literally ran off. She just didn't want to interrupt. Let me know. She's like, "I just wanted you to just know I was there for you. I didn't want to interrupt. I know where your mindset was." I mean, it was able. I'm a person that give like, "No, I'm good." You know, I got that from my dad. "No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Not good. I don't need no help." You know, this time I had learned very much so how to just receive. I mean, especially in memorial service, I had started just delegating. I'm like, "No, you do this, you do this, you do this," because I know. Let me be honest. When I'm at this point here, it's gonna be emotional. My mind is gonna be all over the place. I'm not gonna be able to tell people what to do with programs, where to sit, how the food get together. All that stuff, that's going to be the last thing on my mind. And I learned how to receive the help, you know, even to the end. My bestie was like, I'm trying to help her at the end. I said, "You want me to put the food?" You know, because I knew the Spirit, God and I and Dad had talked about it. I said, "Well, what do I do with the leftover food from the repast?" He already told me, "Well, give it to the mission we have here in Chicago, Pacific Garden Mission, which is for homeless." And I had already said, first I was going to give it back to the 10 city. If you remember my videos before about the homeless people living here in the city of Chicago, literally living in tents. It's a whole area where you see number tents of homeless people living there, because a lot of them had been kicked off the street, off of Wacker Drive. You can't live there. You know, a whole different city audience. They have been nice, not been nice and kind to the homeless. So where they were, they had upheaval, where they got one location that they don't mess with them. It's right off the expressway. You can see them. So I was going to do again like I did with the pizza, what I did for the Christmas party. I gave it over to the to them because we had leftover pizza. I let them. I said, "Well, Dad," I said, "well, you know, I'm going to give it to the tent people." So lo and behold, knowing my dad's like, "I don't feel comfortable with you doing that, giving that to the homeless people, especially if I would have known you did that with the pizza, I would have stopped it." So it's like, "Nah, we gonna do this at a nice. I understand what your idea is. I'm with that. Let's give it to the homeless people, but let's give it to an organization that's organized, that you're not putting your life, your mama's life, and everybody else's life is in danger on that." So anyway, we ended up giving it to Pacific Garden afterwards. And so again, that was me learning how to, you know, and I went back and I was like, "Okay, you want me to help you with something?" My bestie slapped my hand and said, "If you don't get the heck on out of here, I got this. We know you got your orders. Please get out of here." Again, me still not knowing how to give and to receive, you know, the help. So that same thing. I think in Divine Feminines, we're learning that. I believe that's really our lesson, that we're learning how to give and to receive the even flow. Also how to deal with that, the even flow of union, become whole with the Divine Masculine and with the Divine Feminine, find that balance as well. Because right now we're at the point that we want to create a new life. And that is a new life. I told you in the last reading that I had about you all working with your habits, you know, your bad habits, how to look at your bad habits and try to figure out a way how you can turn that bad habit into a good habit. That's the same thing we're doing this with new life again, opening up your shell, coming out your shell. Coming out I want the world to know. I got to let it show. Dum, 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 dum. I'm coming out. So that's what you're doing here. So you're putting your own self on a pedestal. Ain't nobody got to put you up there, because it's time for you to raise your own self there, divine feminine, to where you belong. So you're coming out and you find that playfulness, that lightness, not taking life so seriously. Again, but just finding the lighter side to what's happening. Like I said, being grateful, watching the way you think. What things are you manifesting? Those things. Also, divine feminine, for this week, the biggest event that's going to be a catalyst for you is your awakening. Okay? So we see that. Awakening. Look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. It's probably a temporary standstill again, because just like this card here with this from the Axe, it shall be given cards. It's telling you again, remember that it is not possible to consistently feel positive emotions about something and have it turn out badly. For the way you feel will tell you if you allow your natural well-being or not. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything you desire. So again, if you keep on thinking positive, there's no way that any kind of negative Nelly can take over. Again, with this awakening card, it came in reverse, which lets me know that you're coming from a place of, you came from negative Nelly thoughts. You was a petty label about things. You're coming right now into your awakening. It's at a standstill because it's just like like a person goes on to the stage and you see them pause, do a prayer, like an Apollo, they say touch the stump for good luck. It's just like, okay, now we're getting ready to, I want you to just kind of take a quick review, just like my dad, like I said in the other video, before he transitioned and then send it to his next thing. Quick review about where you come, where you're going, and where you want to go, okay? And so this is time, you just having a temporary pause before we start. You know, just like going upstairs and they have landings. Just before, catch your breath, because now we're about to send up higher, okay? So that's why that pause is there. It's not for you to clutch the pearl and say, oh my God, I'm not going to get it. Now, you won't get it if you don't watch your thoughts and your words and what things you're manifesting. Okay, so now some of the things that's going to happen in this awakening I have here, which is lovers. Last time I told you about the lovers, this is really emphasized about the lovers, because I told you it's written in stone that this love affair or this coming together you all is supposed to happen. Again, I see doves here, which is spirituality here. But again, I told you about your mindset, about you saying that it seems like it's been hard for this to happen, you know. Although it's written in stone, it's supposed to, but it's been hard for you. You're going to have to really work at it, okay? The occupation card came out, okay? So you had lovers here. So the occupation card, which means that you're going to have to really work on this. I mean, you're going to have to work from night and day to really get your mindset to where it needs to be. You're going to have to really sew some things and put some things together. You're going to have to cut some cords, which I see thread here. To me, thread represents the cords to some things that are no good. You're going to sew it together. You're going to create a new garment, a new outward appearance in which you're going to be portraying as well. You're going to have to look for the light even in the darkness at times. The fabric of life, that means, well, which way are you really adorning yourself as well. So you're going to have to work on that, okay? Then also you got the number 3 and 4, which is your Trinity and standing in your power as well. You got the 4, grounding yourself in that thought. And you got the number 11, sudden wealth. Now, when you do those things, you start really knowing, hey, you know what? I'm waking into the idea, knowing, you know what? It's written in stone that this thing is going to happen. So no matter what I do, I can't do the wrong thing, because this is already written in the stars that meet to have union, even as with yourself, with the divine masculine, yourself and the divine feminine, or actually in the physical, it's going to happen. It's written in stone. I mean, we like to say, solid as a rock. Doom, 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 doom. Now nothing's changing. Dude, which we give. Ha, 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 ha. So you still that solid as a rock right there. So you got still sudden wealth here. So once you do that, you got the thing, it's going to be spinning. It's going to be 777. That's spiritual growth, okay? Spiritual expansion is telling me that. It's going to bring also wealth into other abundance into other areas. Your thinking, your feeling, your manifestation, all of those things are going to come. Now, the overall arching theme on this one I got here, which is the number 12, which is 2 owls, which to me you were going to become wise, your intuition. But I'm going to read and see what does that mean, number 12. Okay. Birds. Now, that's a funny thing. I seen in another video, they were saying, watch the birds that come around, because they say the birds come and symbolize what's going on with your union. So, like if you see a cardinal, bird, or a sparrow, or a yellow-tailed feather, whatever, red-tailed feather hawk, or something like that. They say birds. And I also want to say any type of insects, because like a lot of times, I know even with my father, when he was getting ready to transition, the day before, I seen 2 black and orange butterflies, and they were sitting on each side of this, and in between there was a huge, large, black, blue on one side, yellow on one side, little dots down at the bottom, butterfly right there. I took his picture there too. There, and I was like, oh my God, you are so handsome. I kept on talking to him, and did not know that was pretty much a sign of my dad saying, you know what, see how beautiful I am, I'm ready to transition into my next thing. You know, like I told you about the cocoon, and you know, that's transformation. I'm ready for my transformation into something new. Okay. And that might have been the 2 butterflies I look at retrospect. They had orange on there, so that means sacral intimacy, the connection with them. So those 2 butterflies could have represented mom and I. The blue, communication. Yellow could be also standing in your solar plexus. But also, to me, when I see blue and yellow, to me it also represents the female and the male for me with that. So that was interesting. Okay, but right on to this. So now, birds. A phone call, a text, or a date. That is how I communicate. I am meeting or interview. So now, if you feel all of this stuff that goes on right here, this is going to be a catalyst. If you be in awakening and you in this positivity, which means you in your high vibration, that means you're going to draw in for the divine masculine to reach out and to actually communicate with you this week. Okay, this card may be symbolic of jabber, gospel, or the passing of information. No, I don't feel that. Can be your sibling, your lover, your mate, couples is what I indicate. Because there's 2 of them, and I'm thinking that is. And to me, whatever it is, I still want to say that it's going to be a communication, and both of you all are going to be wiser, walk away really feeling more knowledgeable about something throughout this communication, because I see intuition and awareness, something about an illusion that's been in the background. You're on trees, you're going to gain some more knowledge about some things. That's why I said, and it's going to make you feel wiser. Now, once you have that conversation, now I'm going to say this, and I feel this being tugged at me, the divine feminine, I believe, is going to feel like she's ascending. She's kind of like, okay, I got a leg up on some situation here. I'm going to feel a little bit more higher. Maybe your ascension, like, okay, I don't feel so bad. But do not surprise after you get this communication that 2 things. The divine masculine is going to feel like he's got to fly away. Like, I can't stay. I just came to just drop that information on you, and now I'm on my way. You be like, I be damned. We had us a moment, and now he's gone. So don't be surprised that's going to happen. Or also after that conversation that you have, and this could be an or and an and to that, he's going to feel like he's ready to ascend. Okay, from that conversation. Like, I feel even empowered from this conversation too. And I think he looks like, to me, he's going off, and he's really look like he knows exactly where he's going. It's like, you know, you have a conversation with somebody and they kind of give you some advice on something. And you're like, you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do now. Thank you for that conversation, because I know exactly what I'm about to do now next. that's exactly what that conversation is, what's going to take about that conversation that's going to occur between you and the divine masculine. Okay, next one for the divine masculine. Now, this is your part of the reading. For the divine masculine, we have here in your thought process, your love life is influenced by your religious and upbringing spiritual path. Okay, so divine masculine, you coming really more into your divinity. You're not quite there, not there. The crown is like hovering right here above your head. Because you're still kind of in the fork of the road. I feel that still what you are, the clarifying card is you're still kind of like trying to notice which way you want to kind of actually go. But the funny thing is the number is 13 on here. 13 in the regular tarot means death, the ending of something. So I want to say with this, and I see a monkey here. So I think, you know, I got a friend that talk about it, all this monkey business. You know, it's going to be an ending to this monkey business. This fooling around, you know, not knowing exactly where the heck you going. Because I see this baboon or this monkey got actually a fork in his hand. So it's a fork in the road, and it's actually a fork in his hand. So to me, you're going to kind of get a good grasp as to where you want to actually go. It ain't no more kind of like willy-nilly about things. Again, here's this owl again, which would be, again, going stemming back from that. I want to say wherever it is after this conversation that you have, whatever wisdom, pearls of wisdom that the divine feminine drops into you, is going to be something that you know what you're going to say, I'm going to carry with me throughout the journey. Rather if I'm the owl that flew off and went somewhere, wherever I go, if I'm flying back to go to the karmic and say, give her deuces, say, you kiss my grits, as he used to say it, oh Lord, what's that TV show? I know her name was Flo. And that's what she used to tell the dawn. It's like, man, you can kiss my grits. If you're going back to tell the divine, the karmic or whoever it is, divine master is telling the karmic situation, you can kiss my grits, I'm out of here. Wherever it is, you got to trust, believe. Like I say, I got a little birdie on my shoulder. You're going to be that little birdie, literally. Like I say, that owl is like, she gave me the pearls of wisdom. She gave me something to think about. And now I'm going to take that with me on my journey to wherever I'm going next, okay? That's that one. So that's funny. It's got the 13 was death there. You got also here, we got children. Children, when I pull out the cards, all playing out with the divine masculine. I got children here in the reverse. Okay, so now to me, when I look at this card all the time, when I see children, to me it's always saying that it's this. You, divine masculine, have got to work on as far as in your analytical side. That means your thinking, your thought process there. You've got to think about where's your loyalty, okay? How friendly and open are you to people, how playful you are, and how you stand into your authority. How are you mastering things through your thoughts? In your feminine side, divine masculine, another thing is what are you nurturing, you know, right now at this point, you know? So this is something that you got to really kind of take in account for. When I think about children, it could be literally children. That's is also a part of this. It was clarified by the card by the book. So it's telling you that you got to really actually, you're feeling like, you know what, I got to do this step by step. I can't do this, especially with me having this fork of the road, and I kind of really not 100% sure as to where I'm at. I'm picking up him saying I'm at the 80% mark, like on our phones. I'm not kind of way down the line about that. I kind of actually know exactly where I want to kind of go. More than before. Before, you know, I got more in back of me and less ahead of me as far as me knowing exactly which way I want to go. So I'm stair-stepping. I'm taking it at one level at a time. I'm playing it by the book. He's got this nine of wands. I think that's what in the tarot I hear him saying. That slow moving knight. He's 9 of wands knight. Yeah, he's a slow moving knight, but he's sure of himself. All of us had that. My DM moves off of that energy, and I'll be like, God dog it, when you gonna get it together? But I understand his thought process is very analytical, is very in his head. He wants to make sure, and he reminds me of my dad. My dad, you talk to him, but until he felt like he got in his heart, spirit, and soul about what you're saying, he ain't doing that daggone movement. But when he knows that's what he wants, he's off. He giving orders. He telling you what, what you gonna do, where you gonna do it, all those things. So, they kind of remind me of each other. So it's just like, and I guess that's the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, kind of their kind of thing. Where they're just kind of slow moving, but they're sure and steady, like the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. So he's going by the book. The next thing is his thing that he's got 3 divine masters. You have 3 main events that's going to actually happen for you. One of the events here is you got the 8 of water. This is a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. With this, I'm getting the feeling of you moving out that energy of not really knowing this is where you want to go. It's like you really coming from an energy of not wanting to move. You've been kind of like, I'm scared. You haven't really been in search for anything new or meaningful. And you haven't been really in spiritual growth. Now you're at the point that you are. You have moved from that energy into this presently. This is your energy now. What you want to move on, you have a desire to search for something more meaningful from wherever you are. It could be in a karmic situation, or you might not be anything. You just stagnated just where you are. And so now you're saying, I want some spiritual growth and some emotional growth. This is clarified by this card here, which is, again, I say, what are some of the events that's going to kind of take place with this one. This week, you're going to probably feel some opportunities presented to you that you can feel very childlike, very innocent, using your imagination. That goes back to, again, creating your own space. With the ask and it shall be given cards. How you got to think about where you are and your thought process. Are you negative Nelly? Those things, and helping you to become childlike and just envision imaginary friends. You know how you can just really play and take simple things and make them as if they are really something else. I could take this pen as a child and I'll turn this into a sword, or this could be a tennis racket. It could be anything, or this is a magical pen. They could write down magical wishes, and when you write it down on paper, it will come true. You think about the movie Aladdin that's coming out now, and all those wishes in the carpet and turn to a carpet ride. Those are the things. So you're going to find yourself really presenting some opportunities. Might be something that's telling me you might be coming into the point that you might find yourself daydreaming a lot. If so, do that. Find ways that you could turn those moments into you manifesting something actually real occurring and happening. Next event that you're going to have, the second event you're going to have, this might say it's saying by Wednesday. So this might be Sunday, Monday. This might be Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm thinking about having Sunday, Tuesday, happy days, Wednesday, Thursday, some whatever it is. So you got this. What day? We're gonna be with you. These days are high. It's a happy day. So I'll be hearing the song Happy Days being played for. You don't remember that, I might be dating myself, but think about the Fonz and all that, the happy days. So think about that. Balance. So somewhere in the middle of the week, you're going to find some balance between this. So the need for balance and moderation, cooperation, compromise. Wait for perfect timing. So, while you're working on this, trying to see things, desire things in ways you're using your childlike imagination. You want the spiritual growth. You're at the point that you say, now I'm searching. So now there's like, okay, now I can hear some searching, 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 searching. So while you're doing that searching kind of thing, at this point, you need to find balance, okay? Because sometimes you might feel at this point that you say, oh, I've been this Knight of Wands for a while, and now I really want to kind of get my butt and keister into gear. But you got to find balance as you're doing that, because your main purpose is that you want to become the main male. Main male means the divine when I seen this card. So, you have not, since it came in reverse, you have not been that way, but you're going to start moving into that, especially when you get into the balance part. That next event that's going to happen here is Knight of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional diplomatics. Speak your mind with confidence, Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotion consideration. Okay, so this came in the reverse. You moving out of that energy into this energy, which you're brilliant and partial. I pick up also through the spirit, and they're telling me this as well. This is my guides saying that when you hit this move where you say you feel like you want to speak your mind with confidence, you're going to seek professional advice. That professional advice you're going to go. This is where this card comes into play. This is where the divine masculine is going to either through email, some kind of written correspondence, is going to contact you, divine feminine or divine masculine. You're going to reach out and reach out to your divine feminine. Why? Because instead of not professional advice, you need to reach out to who knows you best, your divine feminine. Your divine feminine is going to help you and acknowledge some things that you have been having problems with, or you're not understanding what's going on in the journey. And she's pretty much, since she is the catalyst, or she's the one who is really, the divine feminine is the one who is leading the journey or the relationship. You're going to go to her for advice. It's like, okay, I feel this way. Okay, now I feel awakened, and now I want to be a part of the journey. What do I actually need to do at this point? And the divine feminine is going to kind of have help and lead you. And I kind of see that even with myself, with my divine masculine, with some things that he had needed. And I was like, hold on a second. I got to slap some of what things I learned from my dad and kind of pass this on to you. It's about something that he had wanted. And I was like, okay, but you ain't got the money. And so you know what, you won't have to learn how to, like my dad instilled in me, sometimes you got to get what you want, but for less. You know, that's one thing my dad taught me. You know, it wasn't no thing for me to go and support the minority community. If they could do the same job and they could do it for less, it was no problem for me to go to a minority business. What the heck? It was no problem for me to go to a minority business and go see if you do better than the Lexus dealership, and you know how to put this oil change or this whatever it is, that you can fix my tire when I got flat. He is no problem. He would go over there and do that. Any kind of business could do it for less. He would do that. About this minority or whatever, he taught that, ingrained that into me. To do that, to support as well. And so then that's why I was trying to tell my divine master, I said, you up here going daggone Pep Boys for this daggone tire thing, you better learn how to go ahead and support and find some other ones, some other foreign, those small businesses out here. That's why I be my minority business. Small businesses out here, they could do it and be happy to get your money and could do it for less. And I'm just shaking my head. I said, Daddy, I'm trying to instill in him. You ain't got the money, but then you trying to get the highest tire up here at this daggone Pep Boys. That ain't gonna work. And you ain't got the money. You better go down. Who looking at your tires trying to see that your tires is them Goodyear brand. There ain't nobody can. You got some no name brands on, as long as they can do the job and whatever, get you back and forth. That's it. So anyway, so like I said, that was his way to me, of me giving him like some professional. I done walk the walk and giving him some advice that my daddy taught to me to pass on to him. So again, you'll find yourself doing that, divine masculine. I seen the light when I seen that. This is again high and honorable. You're doing this because you're trying to become, like, you fighting a battle, and this battle is a battle that is being battled within, internally and externally, and you want to walk away with high honors. And so that's why, to me, when I see this is kind of connected. It's like when you fly away from whatever this conversation that you have with the divine feminine, you're gonna walk away determined. You're gonna be ready to saddle up and be ready for battle, so you can have this high honor, which to me is to ascend. Now with you, the cards that's kind of clarifying your overarching theme about this is that, again, you got the polar, you got the bear here. I'm gonna read up on him. You got the fox. I already know about that. I think I remember about the bear, but I gotta remember him again. And the child came out again. Again, I don't need to look this up. So your overarching theme again for divine master is you got to become childlike again. You got to again become back to that point where you had your imaginary friend. You talking become one. You're manifesting things. You're turning in things. You're watching how you thinking, a lot of daydreaming and turning things into positive just by the mere sheer thought of imagery, or you thinking this way, or through sheer fantasy, becoming pure, becoming innocent again. Because now you got to scrub and get rid of all that other stuff of what you thought you know, and become childlike and open and to receive these new things. Especially after this conversation, what you have with the divine feminine, you're going to feel you need that. Then you're also going to feel like you got to become more clever. I won't say slide like a fox, but it is. You know, you see the hen house back there. It's like that. Now, I feel that some of you all are going to probably need this overture. I'm thinking about getting over on some kind of karmic situation. You know, to me, it's going to have to be some sneaky things that's got to be done behind the back to kind of get your way of this situation, the events to turn in your favor, to go the way that you want to do. Divine Master. And some of you all feel that this is really the manner in which it's got to happen. You got to kind of do some kind of underhanded things. You got to do kind of sneaky things, or if not even that, I'm picking them up saying, no, we're not saying this, only that. That's maybe one group of you all. But some of you all, you saying you're trying to do it high honor. And you like trying to go back to your old ways where you do things kind of dirty behind the backs. But you're saying you got to find a way that you're doing it. It's like they don't see you when you're coming. Okay, and this is what I'm picking up. I picked up the other way, but he said, yeah, they used to think that way. Divine Master said, yeah, we used to think that way. We don't think that way now. We're trying to really find an honorable way, because that's the way that got us into these common situations, was doing this backdoor deals and you know, underhanded deals, and my hand greases your hand, and don't know. And he's like, this is the way why we got into the situation we're in. So we're not trying to really go back to that type of way of doing things, but we are in stealth mode. Okay, this is what he's telling me. I appear the Divine Master. We're in stealth mode. We're trying to do some things, like at the night we planning, getting some things together, you know, you know, we just got the plan together. I don't know why I see this movie that I seen. It's like a group of men, and I can see him. His name is Michael Caine. He's got a British accent. A couple of older men. They're trying to pull off this heist where they trying to get some money behind a wall or something like that. And you know, the day before they kind of case out the joint, you know, trying to see, okay, now how we gonna do this? I think they pull it off doing an opera. I forgot what the heck the name of this movie is. And so he's like, okay, now when this happens, you know, you gotta blow this bomb off. When they make this high pitch, when this person hold this note during the opera, we can blow it, because ain't nobody gonna hear us when we blow this wall up and stuff like that. So I mean, literally, the Divine Master, some of them in these common situations is literally doing this. It's like, don't worry about it. I'm getting my plan together. I done tested out a little bit. You know, some of those movies you see, they're like, okay, now how many minutes is going to take for me to get to the car? How many minutes is it going to take for me to get in here, to get to the safe? You know, what I got to do as far as I see him with these laser beam sensors going on. What I got. He done tested. He's at the point now, like he's like, I'm testing out my theory of how I can do this exit strategy right now. But it ain't time. But I got it's in sight. Okay, this is what I'm picking up. This polar bear, this is on this side, so I got to see what this one. What's number 15? I'm not familiarized with this. Excuse me for reading. I don't know why people will be upset about people reading it, because, I mean, you, like I said, a lot of times you get more clarity and more things that jump off that kind of inspire you to say some more, because I'm an intuitive card reader. So I look into the pictures. I let the spirit tell me. I let my divine masculine, divine feminine, spirit guides, angels, whomever, to kind of talk to me and tell me what I'm seeing in the pictures. And sometimes I have to refer to the book to get some more clarifiers and get some more information. So the bear, I am power, I am strength, I am health, I am protection. Your finance is my field. Your food is my concern. My bad side comes out when you see negative cards around me. Well, we ain't got too much negative cards around. So the polar bear is fitting symbol of indomitable dignity, signified by this card, whether it is to be read as an authority figure, a protective mother, or purely as strength. The polar bear is the most powerful of all species. Furthermore, its color is symbolic of the pure spirit embodies. Right. And I can tell you're trying to get there. You really are. You start off with the religious factors, the spiritual, and you come into this polar bear. So you're really trying to gain strength in your spirituality, because really when you get there, you're going to be the strongest and most powerful thing out there, because they talk about this brute force that you got. This card should be telling us to push something through sheer force. And that's why I'm saying the spirit is showing me about this fox here. You're going to think about it. You're going to get that plan together. But once you do it, you're going to push forth. And again, like I said, you got to become innocent. You're going to you got to imagine where you want to go. But at the same time, you got to strip yourself from everything that you've known in the beginning. That's where this child comes from. Like I said, again, know where you're standing, know your power, get your emotions together, watch how you're nurturing yourself, all those things, because right now you're in stealth mode. You're really planning this plan here. I feel for this group of divine masculines that I'm reading, it's like, don't worry about it. I know it look like on the surface I ain't doing a damn thing, but underneath there, like you see him, if he was pedaling, a lot of times when you do see polar bears at the zoo, you don't see them, they look smooth. Underneath they're doing all this pedaling together. So don't worry about what's happening underneath. Okay, so now for the overarching theme for this week, this is the energy, not the overarching. The energy that we're moving in towards, or moving towards, is this is good tarot. Is the 9 of water. Okay, 9 of water. Now, 9 of water energy. Dreams come true. Wishes fulfilled. Completion, enjoyment, contentment, achievement of desires. It is right to say no to what isn't right for me. And now is my time to experience wishes fulfilled, the sweet harvest that came about from seeds I planted. I drink in the aroma of successful endeavors. Take pride in my hard work and achievement, and savor the satisfaction of a job well done. I deserve to pause and acknowledge all I co-created, and I do it joyfully. So the energy we're moving in is right now is dreams fulfilled. And it shows that is the energy in which all this is happening, because we're moving towards that type of energy, which is dreams fulfilled, either this wholeness with yourself, dreams fulfilled as far as you having balance, getting your divine feminine, have this communication with your divine masculine, or the divine feminine having a divine masculine have the communication with the divine feminine. This is what we're working towards, and this is why all these events are occurring. Okay, good tarot was with this one. Now, what things do we have to surrender? The things that we have to surrender is, for the divine feminine, you got a lot. Okay, you got to surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Okay, I see she's got an arrow here. So you got to really target in a direction for yourself. This is what I'm feeling. Don't think about you, how you going to do the target and fix the divine masculine at all. Right now, this is all about you. Okay, especially when you're trying to shift some things. You know, I'm learning this now. A lot of times, the more detached you are, and I know they didn't say this a lot in a lot of videos, just do you, boo. You know, that might call it that. Just do you, boo. And the divine masters in this concentrate on you. This really, I think I've said that in many of my videos before. Just concentrate on you. He'll come. You know, just like what they say. If you build it in a game, Game of Dreams, or what is it, the movie Dreams, whatever he said. If you build it, they'll come. If you go ahead and build yourself, the divine masculine will come. Okay. Next thing, surrender to effortlessness. Just said that. I wasn't even looking at cards. I'm busy running my mouth. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Now I know my dad is it, because that's the last, some of the conversations I have, Pearls of Wisdom, he dropped to me, and he told me, he's like, Bertina, divine sunshine, just go with the flow. Okay, just go with the flow. That's all that it can do, is just go with the flow. That's it. So, you know, that's what you have to kind of actually do. You got to kind of just go with the flow. You got to, you know, now I get to my point to I even visualize going back to like my divine masculine self. Because, you know, we share both of in these energies. So when I'm reading for the divine masculine, divine feminine, you need to kind of really check in and see how does that reflect me. Same thing. Now I do this thing where I just see myself just floating. Whenever I see myself trying to control things, I put myself like at the sea and I just say just float. Float on, float on, float on, float on. So you got this float on, okay? Just do that. Next one, surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others. Then we just talk about gratitude and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. That ego will mess you up. It'll get to talking to you, saying, girl, it's taking too long. Divine Master ain't thinking about calling you. He ain't thinking about talking to you. You ain't going to do this. You know, I know what you're talking about. You're going to go to this child. You can't even walk to the corner, you know, or you can't even walk to the front door. So, you know, you have to kind of really kind of talk to yourself on that ego. You got to shut it down. So I hear you. That's nice. You warned me. Again, this is what we're going to do. I heard you. That's nice. I warned you. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You know, and that's it. And nods the ego. You know, sometimes he's right. I heard you. I thank you. I appreciate you trying to warn me about things, but that's nice. And just go on ahead, acknowledge it, dismiss it, keep it moving, okay? Next thing, surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. And that's true. Even with me transitioning, going with my dad, he transitioned. That's things that I was very scared of. You know, in some ways, that might have been some ways why I was telling him to kind of hold on, and he was hold on for me because I was scared about what the next chapter was going to happen, you know. But like you say, you have to say to yourself, I have faith that all is well. You know, it's thing that when I was at the church, they always say God is in charge and all is well. Or the universe, you don't believe in God, say the universe is in charge and all is well, okay? So say that. And then surrender to your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives, okay? That's true. Even while I was going through this thing, the challenge with my dad, the journey with him of his ascension, I had to talk to myself. You know, a lot of times either I would control my food, like, no, I'm not going to eat because that's the only thing I control. Or either I eat too much. And I said, no, we're not going to have no emotional eating here now. You know, let's find a nice balance to things. That's something that you got to control. Addictions to bad thoughts. Again, going back to the beginning. You know, what are you thinking? I ain't got nothing to be grateful for. Okay, let's work on this. Okay, again, those bad habits, like I told you in the last video, take those bad habits, find a way how you can fine tune them and make them into good habits, because something in there is good. Like my mom said, it's nothing about how what you say, is how you say it. Still can see them with the truth, but still say with what you got to say. Okay. Also, all of these things, once you work with this, you're going to find a way, doorway to that, to your divinity, is through your selfhood. So find some time out to kind of really just take time out to be with yourself. Do the work, because this look like, because she said work. Do the work that you're saying you're going to have to do to be able to go the distance, but also find moments in which, because to me, when I look at this, it looks like to me like she took like a little coffee break. She's taking a break from work, you know. And that's the same thing. That's when this is what I'm picking up. So while you divine feminine doing all this inner work that you're doing to express externally, take you a break, find the simplest thing, cup of coffee, a nice tea, find you some moments to really say, okay, I've done the work and now it's time for me to relax. Even if it's just 5 minutes, close the office door, meditate there, take you 5 minutes, just breathing in and out. After work, drive. If you like here to see Chicago, go by the beach. It's really nice. Just kind of sit there on the bench, let the air come to you, sit in the park, something like that. Go to a show, go get your nails done like I did, even in the midst of me with going with the arrangements and with Dad, me going to get the obituary and things like that. I told myself, I said, okay, today you take your time out. Went and got my hair done, nails, petty, everything. I said, in the midst of it, you got to take time and just commune with yourself. Even my bestie had said that. She said, no, I know you. You had to take time just kind of get reared up for the next following day, which was the memorial. And I said, yeah, that's the same thing like you. You know, we all got to, even basketball players. That's why you see coaches and everybody in sports telling them, come over here on the sidelines, take time out, because you got to kind of rest up to go back up in there again. Okay. Next thing with the divine masculine for you, your things that you got to surrender, you were pretty much short and sweet and to the point, which is surrender to the miracles, which is true. You say you want this spirituality, you want to become this main male, the divine masculine, you want to have this talk with the divine feminine. So again, to be open to miracles occurring in your life, feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. That goes back to this childlike thing. I told you, the child card. I didn't really feel like it was a little manifestation of really children this time. It's just really the symbolism of what children symbolize. So in order for you to do that, you got to become, again, you too. Surround yourself, shield yourself with the white light. Again, you too, have a gratitude journal, so that can help you to be able to open yourself up to the miracles. Like, oh my God, thank God for this. Oh, look what happened today. Not this. So these are little small miracles as well for that. And then also, you got to really, into your divinity here, you got to work with this in order to surrender to this miracle. Surrender to miracles, you got to work on the powers within you, which is this fear factor that you have in here as well. Just being fearful of every little thing. This person look like I could say, hey, how you doing, or say boo, and he gonna shake and quake. Kind of work on mastering and strengthening that part of you that is really just fearful of the little bit of things. Like you fearful of this, they're bringing to me, the guys are saying, fearful of this conversation that might have with this divine feminine. I'm telling you right now, if you're divine masculine and you're watching this, it's going to come out and work out in your favor. When you have this talk with the divine feminine, you're going to come out of it empowered. You're going to come out there with more knowledge than before. And you're going to come out with a new direction as to where you actually need to go. And that's funny. My sis gave me this ring, which is a compass. And that's funny, when I was saying it all along, I kept focusing in on this. And this is going to help you, because your divine feminine, your counterpart, is your compass. She's your true north. She's really telling you which direction that you really need. From where she is, tells you where everything else falls in line. That's just like when you, like the star of Bethlehem, or you see a star, certain, you already know, oh, I'm going north. Okay, everything else is from that point on. You okay, say, okay, that's east, this is west, that's the south. Okay, already from that, because if that's north, that's east, this is west, and that's south back this way. Okay, so you already know which direction that you pretty much going based upon this conversation that you're going to have with this divine feminine. So already it's saying this week you're in your brilliance. I would say if you're going to have this conversation, the divine timing and the energy is right. Anytime after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, like say, happy days. That's what I keep on picking on here with you. And those happy days keeps on playing. I can keep on hearing the theme song from the TV show Happy Days. So it's going to help you. Then it's going to bring you into this. You're bringing your wishes fulfilled here. That's next. Okay. Also with this, you got boundaries. How you going to do these miracles? You got to create boundaries. Boundaries on this fear that you're having. You know, like, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You got to set you some boundaries. You got to become a warrior. You got to protect. And I see this orb or this thing here remind me like a crystal ball, which you're able to see the future. You got the future in your hand right here, but you got to protect it with the other hand here. And I think about Archangel Michael with the sword of truth. Also, the angel that popped up here was Archangel Zachiel, divine masculine. He's going to help you to have balance. So our divine masculine, work with Archangel Zachiel. And then also for the feminine, work with the angel, Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is your angel for this week to work with, Archangel Gabriel. So feminines, your coach, your angelic coach for this week will be Archangel Gabriel. And then your coach, angelic coach for this week, divine masculine, will be Archangel Ezekiel. Okay, so make sure that you work with them this week, and you can call on both of them. They tell me to say, nah, I ain't just one for the other, because remember, you house both of them. So your, again, archangels on deck, your coaches and your for this week, and your angelic help for this week is Gabriel and Ezekiel. Okay, those are the two. Okay, let's move on into the last card, which is, what does the divine feminine want to say to divine masculine, and what does the divine masculine want to say to divine feminine? Okay, see, 104.52. That's good. Okay, divine feminine, what do you want to say to divine masculine? That's a lot. And divine masculine, what do you want to say to divine feminine? And that's like, oh, you got a lot to say? I got a lot to say. Okay, so here we go. Divine feminine says this. We're going to say it like it's a conversation. Like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. So you need to express to me more love. How can you do that? It's through this conversation that we have, which is going to help you to build more confidence and knowing which way you need to go. I have faith. I trust your faith in this situation. I do have faith about the situation. I have trust and faith as to where it's going to go. I know that both of us are transforming, and we're in the transformation stage. But I know because of that, we're going to ascend, and we're going to become lighter and elevate into new levels. I also know that love is all around you too, divine masculine. There's love everywhere all the time. All you have to do is just simply acknowledge this as your truth. I heard you say in the cards, it's saying about that your fears, if love is all around you, there's nothing to fear, okay? And you need to set boundaries of those things that are not showing love, pure love to you. You need to set them apart and set them someplace else. And so practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. So when we have this conversation, see it from different, not from the eyes of fear, but from the eyes of love. And also understand why I'm feeling a certain way. Because I'm going to tell you, divine masculine, when you do have a conversation, she might be a little apprehensive. You see her kind of like she up on her level and you on another level. And she kind of may be kind of looking down at you a little bit. Kind of like, okay, now what you want? Okay, now because I don't know, but like I said, when you both, it might start off like that, but when it ends, you're going to know exactly where everybody's staying. Everybody's going to get some more knowledge about the situation. I guarantee you from this conversation, it's either done written by text. Maybe some of you, it might happen in person. If you're in communication right now with your divine master, that's going to take, it might start off like a text that say, honey, I might need to talk to you tonight. You're like, okay, what is it? Okay, yeah, I'm available, or something like that. And then you see them in person. Okay, that's coming to me as well. So it might start off as a written communication, and it might end up with an in-person kind of meeting. Or again, wherever it is, it's probably going to be night, and it might take place outside in nature too. That just came to me. I'm seeing like some of you all might meet in the park or something like that, where it's got a lot of trees around. That's a thought. That some of you are, not all of you are. Some of you are, the conversation might just stay right, email or text, period. It ain't gonna move off of that at all, okay? The divine masculine, he got a lot of reversals, which means he putting some emphasis on some of this stuff. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus, divine feminine, from the problem back to love. So don't talk about what we did in the past and how I was in the past, and I see you looking down on me, talk about what he wants, and that's things, forget that. So when I do approach you, please come from this to understand that, back to saying, remember why you love me, or that you love me, point blank. Okay. Also, divine feminine, be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. So when I have this conversation to talk to you, because it look like they talking, You know, be open. Don't come from this like this owl here, look down again saying, yeah, okay. Okay, don't have that. Be supportive when I come and I talk to you. Okay. Also, love makes the difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth and importance. So again, Divine Feminine, when I come to you, if we talking to each other and we really come from this place of love, when we have this conversation, we really should walk away healing our past hurts, have a sense of security as to where you and I are going for this point, and really I'm walking away with some self-worth about myself, and you walking away with some self-worth about yourself, and knowing that we both are important to each other, and we are most important to ourselves. You are kind, you are smart, you is important. Okay, those things. And then actions speaks loudly. Express your love through your actions. Again, when we had this conversation, both of you are divine. I'm looking at you, Divine Feminine, see your actions. Are you sitting there like, okay. Yeah, I done heard these words before. He ain't coming with nothing different. All facial expression, this telling. Okay, and I ain't gonna say no, you told me just listen. I'm listening. Now, this is my rest face. So none of that expresses any type of love. So we got to make sure that when we do have these conversations, watch the body language, watch our actions, see is it truly coming from a place of love. Okay, that is the end of this week's reading. I'm very excited about what's going to transpire and happen with this reading. What they said is happening. So we got a lot of awakening again. Going on. Definitely the Divine Masculines in stealth mode, and Divine Feminines. I should have wrote that down. I knew I was going to forget what the heck I said for the Divine Feminines. You know, we got to be open and receptive, okay? All right, until next time, I'm going to do a quick one and try to see if I can do that 22 minutes with the karmic read. Okay, see what's going on with them. That'd be my bonus because I haven't been on here in a while. So until next time, I love you. Thank you. Please share, subscribe, tell 2 friends about my channel and stuff with that. But again, just thank you so very much for being supportive, being there with what's going on. My father understanding. I felt you all in the spirit say you was worried, but some of you all saying, I kind of know what happened. And I say thank you so very much for being there with me. Thank you to my co-host Birdie Swerty here. What do you call it? Our icon or our oh Lord, I'm lost for words for what it is that it will be our symbol for our channel as well with the infinity side. So until next time, I love you. So stay motivated, stay elevated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.